2019 season. St. John's coming in at 2-1 with that one loss coming in week 2 to a very talented group over at Anthony Wayne. 56-14 was the final in that one. St. John's had some costly turnovers in that game that really hurt them in the first half of that ball game. That can't happen tonight.
Yeah, ball security is so important, and they had those turnovers early on in the game, so that really killed the momentum. And so, tonight especially, it's going to be important for one team to show up early and kind of put their will on the opponent.
Bishop Vargas will hand it off on first down. John Zell Norrell's able to bounce it outside. He's across midfield, going down the near side and finally pushed out of bounds. First play from scrimmage, John Zell Norrell's a big gain.
Well, I tell you, he's just so elusive and so quick. He gets to the outside there and didn't look like there was going to be much, but just explosive and big play to start the game for the Irish.
Some laundry on the field, though, will bring the football back. Against the Irish. And we will take a quick look at the offensive starters for Central Catholic, brought to you by Burger King. Look at the guys up front, some new faces up there, anchored by Carter Foudy, who is committed to Air Force. Got Randy Williams in the receiving game, Tayshawn Johnson, both big-time receivers. Dominique Cole coming in at tight end. All working with Bishop Vargas, the son of 2004 U.S. Olympic heavyweight boxer Devin Vargas. And John Zell Norrell's out to midfield. How about the defensive starters for the St. John's Titans? You got Joe Barnes, Drew Smith, John Madden, and John Spidell up front. Blaze Byer, the younger brother of Austin Byer, former St. John's Titan, now playing at Minnesota. Let's look at the defensive starters for the Titans. Just as we said that this game can set the tone for the rest of conference play, this first drive can set the tone as well.
When you see Central coming out and going a little bit of a hurry up here, so it keeps St. John's kind of not able to make some subs and back on their heels. So early on, Central Catholic kind of setting the tempo of this football game.
Randy Williams on that reception, giving the Irish a first down. All spotted at the St. John's 39-yard line. Central Catholic shut out St. John's in Week 10 and in the first round of the playoffs last season. And going up the middle, a short pickup for John Zell Norrells. Norrells getting looks from Tiffin University, Valparaiso, Lake Erie, as well as Air Force and Youngstown State. He would be with some former teammates if he were to head down to Youngstown State. Marco Craig down there right now. He's not the only one. Vargas deep downfield and incomplete. He had Brendan Conkle. Looked like the pass may have been tipped before it got into Conkle.
It's that one of those defensive plays there where even if the ball doesn't get tipped, he got a hand up and kind of changes the view of the receiver, makes it very difficult to catch there. Vargas, nice touch on that pass, unfortunate misconnect there.
I think you're going to see more in the passing game this season, though, for sure, from Bishop Vargas than you've seen the past couple of years from Troy Durden. Durden, a very good running quarterback. 3rd down and 8, one in motion. And we've got a whistle.
Timeout Central Catholic. Nope.
So the Irish want to talk things over, not even 2 minutes into this ball game. And we'll be back in a moment here on BCSN. Out of the timeout, a 3rd down and 8 situation. The ball was given to John Zell Norrells, and looks like he's going to be spotted just shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, just about a yard short on that gain there. And, nice open field tackle there by the Titans to keep him short. 4th and 1, you were going to guess with the power running that Norrells brings, Coach Dempsey's probably going to go for this here. Yeah, penalty at St. John's, I think.
This will give the Irish a fresh set of downs. Won't even have to make a decision.
That looks like a personal foul variety too. And that we talked about the turnovers, and that's as costly as the turnover there because you have an opportunity to turn them over on downs. However, personal foul, one of those fouls that you just can't have. 15 yards. Now they're inside the red zone, knocking on the door.
I think part of it is, too, the buildup for this entire week of this matchup is there's been so much talk back and forth, and there's so much history between these two teams. Got to learn how to contain some of that energy. And here's John Zell Norrells weaving his way through the defense. He is brought down at the 13-yard line, a pickup of 2 on the play.
When you talk about the two, you have Central Catholic, who king of the hill. They want to show that they're still the king of the hill, and talk is we've graduated all these people, and these proud Irish football players out here want to prove, hey, we're still the king of the hill. And you have St. John's, we're ready to take over that top spot.
2.5 gone by here in the opening quarter. Still plenty of time on the play clock, just inside of 20 seconds. Vargas with Norrells in the backfield. Irish come out with 3 wide receivers. And they give his to Norrells. He is inside the 10, down to the 7. 3rd down and short coming up. Wouldn't be surprised here. The Irish go right back to Norrells. Last week, there was some trouble for the Irish finishing off these drives when they got into the red zone. Greg Dempsey talked about it, and he also talked about the fact that the defense was able to pick up the Irish offense. Central Catholic, though, wants to put the pressure here early on St. John's.
Well, you can't continue to rely on your defense. Your defense bailed you out one time. Now it's time for offense. Pick it up and do your part here. So 4th down and short here, just outside the 5, so it'll be interesting.
Vargas was looking for Dominique Cole, the tight end, at 6'7", 230 pounds. You and I love what we've seen from that man on the basketball court.
Yeah, and what a great target to have as a quarterback, to have, at the high school level, have your tight end have that length. Definitely a weapon that they'll look at going forward.
Worked out pretty well for Jimmy Graham. Basketball, football player. He's done all right in the NFL.
There's been a few of them. Gonzalez, at his time, and was a pretty good football player as well.
Norrells able to cut it back inside. And he is brought down shy of the goal line, but another flag.
Norrells a ball carrier.
It's back here in the backfield of the Irish.
Dropped down by Drew Smith and John
And
Madden.
a sideline warning
1st and goal.
against St. John's. So Central Catholic with 4 opportunities here to punch it in. From the 2, Norrells has it, and Norrells is in for the score.
Saw the patient running there of Norrells, just kind of letting his blockers get themselves, and you saw the offensive line there for the Irish just simply pushing the Titans back into the end zone. Norrells walks in untouched.
His 7th touchdown of the season.
Andrew Duckett in the try.
Good job by the guys up front. John Zell Norrells basically walked into the end zone.
Noah Zach, the holder.
Now for the point after. Andrew Duckett puts it through. And the Irish come out and set the tone on the first drive of the game. 8:32 remaining in the first quarter. And the Irish put it on the shoulders of their lead back, John Zell Norrells. He scores from 2 yards out. Almost 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Central Catholic 7, St. John's nothing. The Titans going to get the ball for the first time tonight as Andrew Duckett will kick this one away, the senior. Zyrus and Mitsopoulos back to receive. It's Zyrus on the return. He's across the 10, staying out of speed across the 15, now the 20. Good return there from Thomas Zyrus, 6'3", 210 pounds. Now Brady Lichtenberg will get his first looks at this Irish defense tonight. Lichtenberg already over 1,000 yards passing. We've played 3 games.
Yeah, we've talked about the Central Catholic defense, but they haven't seen a quarterback yet that has the prowess in the pocket that Lichtenberg has. Just is a tremendous passer, has a great feel for the game, is going to find you. You have any breakdowns, he's going to make you pay for it.
The leading passer in the Three Rivers Athletic Conference last season, threw for just shy of 3,000 yards. Lichtenberg, quick out to Carson Toth, and Toth able to turn it up on the edge there. Out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Now the rest of the St. John's starters. Look at the big guys up front. Then in the running game, you have C.J. Valentine. There's your receiving core with Mitsopoulos, Zyrus, and Ryder. Don't forget about Jaden McKinstry. That's your St. John's offensive starters, brought to you by Burger King. An offensive line, 241 pounds on average for St. John's. And Toth taken down at the 29-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play. And a quick look at the Irish defense. As we said, bringing back just 4 starters from a season ago. Got Jamon Gibson in there. Gibson, a 3-year starter. You also have Jacoby Crowell, first-team All-State last season. Some new faces, especially in that secondary. Samaj Cross is a familiar name. Samaj Cross committed to Lafayette College. That's Mitsopoulos. He's got enough for the first down. Nice execution there from the Titans. Didn't try and take a deep shot downfield, just allowed Mitsopoulos to find some room.
Boy, and Fred Overton did a good job there of tackling Mitsopoulos. Got him by the shoestrings there at the very end because Mitsopoulos had some room to run. Had Overton not burn him down right there.
It gives Mitsopoulos 24 receptions on the season. He has 3 scores. He's a future Miami Red Hawk. Another player that we are looking forward to seeing in the Mid-American Conference. About 5 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. On first down. Able to find a little room up the middle. That's a nice pickup on first down for Carson Toth. Toth, 86 rush yards coming in with 1 touchdown. That's on 18 rushing attempts. You also see him in the receiving game, 7 receptions, 166 yards so far.
I tell you, he showed some strength there. He ended up picking up 3 yards in that carry, but that was all. That initial hit happened at the line of scrimmage, and just strength to be able to carry the defenders those extra couple yards, a bonus couple yards here to give you a second down and manageable.
3 wide for the Titans. And a flag comes in from the far side. False start called against the Titans.
A little anxious out there in the end. Got himself just a little bit of a rock forward. That's all it takes there for legal procedure.
Saw St. John's head coach Larry McDaniel there a moment ago. One more look. A little movement there from Zyrus up top.
Just that little bit of a flinch, and you see him tap his chest there. My bad. Won't happen again, I promise.
Third-year head coach Larry McDaniel. His Titans beat Central Catholic in 2017. 13-6 was the final, and Mitsopoulos is gobbled up by the Central defense. They read that play beautifully.
Gobbled up for sure. You see, talk about swarming to the football. The Irish all over that one. You tried to get the ball to Mitsopoulos out in some space there. Blockers there, but too much Irish.
Toby Crowell was there. So was Jacob Jackson. And Kendall Marshall. 3rd and 17. Coming in, Central Catholic opponents converting just 23% of the time on 3rd down. Mitsopoulos finds Zyrus. He's brought down shy of the 30. No pickup there. Punting unit will have to come out for the Titans.
Yeah, situation there, Lichtenberg kind of running for his life, had to get rid of the football. Was able to find Zyrus as a drag across the middle there, but again, Central Catholic right on the spot. No room to run after the catch.
Blaze Witten will punt this one away for the Titans. 7 punts, he's averaging 33 yards a punt. Four Irish players there coming in a hurry, able to get the punt away. And they'll be taken at the 44, where the Irish will start their next drive, but looks as though we had a flag on the play as well.
It'd be interesting to see the way the Irish had gone after the punter there. Is it a running in? Is it a roughing? What? We didn't see the action after there, but they were very close to getting a block on that one. You just wonder. Although he's looking at the Central Catholic sideline.
Penalty was declined. It was roughing the kicker. So Central Catholic, so far so good. You come out, put a strong 3 to 3.5 minute drive together, set the tone. St. John's, although able to convert 1 3rd down, eventually had a punt.
Right, you know, it's just they kind of exerted their will there after that first down that they gave up, and you know, negative yardage after that for the Titans. So it's going to be important here for the Titan defense to pick it up a little bit, find a way to slow down Norrells and get your offense back on the field and hopefully answer that 7 points that the Irish put on the board in their first drive.
Central Catholic with wins over the Springfield Blue Devils, Harper Woods, and Detroit Catholic Central so far this season. That was Randy Williams on the sweep. 2nd and long coming up. Final in the Springfield game was 48-0 against Harper Woods, 35-12. And then in a battle against Detroit Catholic Central, Irish taking care of business. That was the game in which you kept your eye on because of the way that Whitmer was able to come out on top against Detroit Catholic Central. That was nearly another touchdown for the Irish there. Randy Williams was 1 tackler away from scoring.
Quick little slant action there to Williams. Vargas put that one right on the money. Saw a pass similar to that on Monday night to OBJ, and he took it to the house. Very close to that one.
Won't be the last time we see that to OBJ. Won't be the last time we see that to Randy Williams. And Norrells able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a half a yard. Blaze Byer was in on the tackle. Blaze Byer, 6'1", 200 pounds. St. John's defense through 3 games has allowed 32 points a game. Granted, 56 points came against Anthony Wayne.
Oh my.
And trying to take this one back. Mitsopoulos spins away from a tackler. And just takes this one out of bounds. St. John's needed a play and they got one.
Boy, did they get one. An unfortunate penalty after the play here, unsportsmanlike. You know, again, those little things that you have there. You have a great play. Don't make it a negative. But, you know, let's go back to Mitsopoulos. Great read. Vargas didn't put enough on that. Mitsopoulos, the senior, is going to step up, make a play for you. Great job to get the football back. Now our offense needs to do something with it.
Now the officials are going to figure out exactly where this ball is going to be spotted.
That's probably going to be an unsportsmanlike, you know, too much celebration and stuff going on over there on the sideline. You made a great play. Get back to the sideline, get your offense on the ball, and put this ball in the end zone here.
Sideline warning called against the Irish. a personal foul against the Irish.
Oh, wow. So there's some extracurriculars going on the sideline, and that's the same thing now. You've given St. John's even more. They're going to have the ball inside the red zone here, so very important change of kind of action.
That one-handed grab there by Mitsopoulos pulls it in, breaks away there. Wisely took this ball out of bounds, makes sure St. John's keeps possession. And there you saw at the end of the play, just enough to draw that flag. Titans have the football back, 1st and 10 from the 14. And thinking end zone there to Ryder, it's incomplete.
Got a flag.
Anytime you look Zyrus's way or Ryder's way, it's 6'3". They're tough guys to cover.
Well, tough guys, and they're just so athletic as well, so they're going to be able to make up. And Lichtenberg throws a tremendous ball anyways, and if it's off at all, you have those strong, big athletic receivers going to be able to go up and make plays for you. So this situation, you got 1st and 3 or 4 because of the penalty there. So 1st and 3
from the 7. Titans trying to turn defense into offense. Lichtenberg, his pass incomplete. Looking for Ryder again. That small window there to try and get that one to Ryder.
A lot of defenders in the area in that situation. So Noah Zach on the coverage there, all over Ryder.
On 2nd down, up the middle.
Fumble.
CJ Valentine lost the football. Irish have it.
Boy, oh boy, we talked about turnovers, and there it is. You're looking to go in the end zone, and you put the ball on the ground. Ball security, so important.
And Kendall Marshall, as you can see, he doesn't care who's in his way right now. Celebration, knocking down one of his own teammates. Valentine took that hit. Looked like Chris Jackson was the man who knocked it loose. One turnover apiece. But if you're St. John's, you come up empty in the red zone.
Unfortunate situation, but you can't hang your head here. St. John's, even if you can get a 3-and-out situation, you flipped the field, and so you have good field position.
And trying to create a little real estate. Prentice Reasonover.
I'm sure the situation, Reasonover being in there, that was Knowles who got that unsportsmanlike on the sideline, and Coach Dempsey sending the message, we cannot have that mental breakdown stuff.
Here's Reasonover again, this time to the left side, spin move, across the 20, and down to the 25. Prentice Reasonover, some nice footwork there.
What a tremendous run, as you said, hit the circle button and for the spin move.
16-yard pickup.
Another sideline warning.
Well, that brings the ball out to the 30, an extra 5 yards for the Irish to work with.
Yeah, because that was their second one.
Reasonover gets to the edge, takes a shot out of bounds.
Mitsopoulos coming up from the secondary.
Second down coming up here for the Irish. I think both teams are trying to come out and send a message. The Irish, though, with the football up by 1 score. Less than 2 to play in the first quarter. Reasonover. He's knocked down shy of the 35.
We got 3rd and about 6 yards here for the Irish. Big Titans to get off the field and get your offense back on the field here, try to make a play.
Just from what we've seen in this first quarter, got to take advantage of every possession you have because Central Catholic using up quite a bit of time on their drives. Used about 3.5 minutes on their first drive of the game. We get a St. John's timeout. 1:21 to play in the first quarter. We'll be back. Less than 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Irish with it, up by a touchdown. Vargas immediately flushed out of the pocket. He wasn't even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss on the play. Titans defense stepping up, bringing the pressure out of that timeout.
Austin Perkins in the backfield put Vargas completely out of position, was able to get the QB sack.
Andrew Duckett back to punt this one away. It's a quick punt. And taken at the 35, Mitsopoulos. Almost nothing there in the return. Good special teams coverage from the Irish.
We saw some confusion there by St. John's late getting onto the field, and somehow we're almost able to get to the punter there. And Mitsopoulos, nice job corralling that football. It's one of those deals where once that ball hits the ground, sometimes you don't know what it's able to do, but that had some spin. It was going to roll for another 10, 15, 20 yards. So good job on Mitsopoulos, get that and let your offense start right here, pretty close to midfield.
The advantage is there for Mitsopoulos playing off the turf. He's playing on his home field. As we saw for St. John's when they went up against Anthony Wayne, they're playing on a grass field. How often do you see that in Northwest Ohio these days?
That's very few. Every city league now has the turf, and most of the NLL.
And I believe every track school. Carson Toth knocked down for a loss. Southview still has grass. Anthony Wayne still has it, and Bowling Green. Second and 12, down to 30 seconds. This might be the final play of the first quarter. Trips to the left for the Titans. One-on-one up top. Lichtenberg to his left, and Mitsopoulos hit.
Wow.
And intercepted. That's Jonzel Norrells with the takeaway. Mitsopoulos maybe had his fingertips on that before he was hit.
The Samaj Cross came up and smoked Mitsopoulos, dislodging him from the ball, putting it up, and got a little tip drill action. Norrells, Johnny on the spot.
Great hands by Norrells. An even better hit by Samaj Cross. Gave Mitsopoulos no chance to make that catch. Six seconds remaining in the quarter. 1st and 10, Irish.
The Titans defense got to step up here again, putting defense in an awkward situation, tough situation. Just got off the field. You got to step up here and make a play.
Reason over, looking for room on the left side. Slips from one tackler. He's going to be brought down for about a 3-yard loss. St. John's once again doing a good job of getting into the backfield quickly as time has expired in the first quarter. Central Catholic comes out successful on their first drive of the game. Had a 2-yard run from Jonzel Norrells. They've also taken the ball away a couple of times from the Titans. One fumble recovery and one interception. One-score game after one. Second quarter is underway here on BCSN. Brad Woznicki alongside Terry Shadle. A nice catch and run from Tayshawn Johnson has the Irish in the red zone. Here's Prentice Reasonover down inside the 10. A pickup of 4 on the play. Irish marching down the field trying to take advantage of a Titans turnover that we saw late in the first quarter.
Yeah, let's wait for the end of this drive now.
There's Reasonover again. Stays on his feet. And he was able to pick up 3 yards once he got to the edge there.
It was one of the situations there. He started to run east-west instead of north-south. Thought he was going to run out of real estate, but did somehow manage to get that corner turn, positive yardage, 3rd and short.
John Zell-Norrell's now back out there. You love what you're seeing so far between Reasonover and John Zell-Norrell. You're going back and forth, and you're seeing John Zell-Norrell's making plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Right, you know, doing a great job on that side of the ball. Reasonover's giving a little bit of change of pace, a little bit more quickness. Norrell's 3rd and short. You got to imagine he's going to use some punishment, a little bit of wildcat action here. Norrell's taking the snap.
And Norrell stretches. Is he in?
I think he crossed.
Central Catholic opening minute of the second quarter has made it a 2-score game. A 6-yard touchdown run. Seen this before from the Irish. Wildcat set up. John Zell-Norrell takes it in.
Great job of reading the line there and then showing the athleticism to break a tackle and dive for that end zone. Get into the promised land, making it 2 scores for the Irish.
Point after is good. We did have a flag, though. It was against the Titans, so count the point after. It's 14-0 Irish opening minute of the second quarter. And for the second time tonight, John Zell-Norrell, a rushing touchdown, this one from 6 yards out. We'll see how the Titans respond when we come back.
Save the date. St. John's Jesuit High School and Academy Open House is scheduled for Sunday, November 10th. Campus tours, information, food, and fun.
(14-0) Irish. 11-12 remaining in the first half. Brad Woznicki alongside Terry Shadle. The Irish 2 rushing touchdowns so far. St. John's putting themselves in an early hole. The Irish, off that interception from John Zell-Norrell, turned it into points. Long way to go in this ball game, but as we expected, Central Catholic coming out and playing fast.
They're playing fast and making them pay for the turnovers.
Picked up inside the 30. And out across the 35 before being taken down. That was Valentine on the return. And before the Titans start this drive, let's send it over to Danny Rogers.
Found a local celebrity down here on the sidelines, former St. John's quarterback Brogan Roback, and you spent some time in the NFL trying out for teams. It looked like you had a lot of fun on Hard Knocks with the Cleveland Browns and that entire journey. How much fun were you truly having then?
A lot of fun. I think now when you have more time to kind of sit back and, think about it and reflect, they're great memories, something I'll cherish forever, especially, all those relationships I built and all those, crazy times and crazy situations and moments we were all in as the team, in Cleveland. So it was an awesome experience. Hard Knocks was crazy and different, but we had a great time. And, just something fun to do and something, in my life that I got to experience, and, I was grateful for it.
You've taken some time off of football, but you said you got the itch to get back into it. The XFL is an opportunity that could be on the horizon. What do you know about that league coming up?
I know Oliver Luck, Andrew Luck's dad, is running the whole league, and I just know, just through his work, and, he's been on the board for a lot of things, and, he's a smart guy. He's been around the league, so I just know they've watched and they've seen it. Other leagues like the AF, like we talked about, come and go, and I think they'll learn. So I think it's going to be a success, and it'll be a good opportunity for a lot of players like myself, to get out there. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see, and we'll see what happens.
Back here at your alma mater, you've got to see about a quarter of your former team play. What have you seen from your Titans so far?
They're fighting hard. I love it. I love coming back here. It's so beautiful, and in this stadium. And I know we're down right now, but I think we're going to be able to turn around. Second half team. We always believe over here at St. John's. So I'm grateful to be back, though. It's awesome.
Thank you, Brogan.
Thank you.
Brad, back to you.
All right, thank you, Danny, and thank you, Brogan Roback, former St. John's Titan, former Eastern Michigan Eagle, and we wish him nothing but the best as he continues forward in his professional football career. Lichtenberg drops back, pressure coming, and just throws this one into the turf. He took a hit there at the end of the play from Jacob Jackson. Fourth down coming up.
Smart play there by Lichtenberg. Nothing going. You did have Metsopoulos there, but it was going to be a loss on the yardage. So take your medicine at the point in time. Nothing negative to hurt your team anymore. Punt the football. Hopefully you bury the Irish deep here and defense come out and make a play.
Blaze Witten back to punt. Not even a minute after the Central Catholic rushing touchdown, the Irish are going to get the ball back. And just backing away from this one as it rolls down inside the 20. Good punt there from Blaze Witten. But we've seen the Irish now start deep in their own territory and be able to work themselves out of it because of ball carrying that we've seen from both Norrells and Riesenhofer.
Yeah, Norrells and Riesenhofer doing a great job, and got to give props to that offensive line because they couldn't get that yardage without the offensive line open up holes. So, defensively for the Titans, got to find a way to plug those holes up. Linebackers scrape down the line, get those holes filled, and somehow shut down that running game.
Central Catholic offense that is averaging 37 points a game has the ball back. We'll have Randy Williams down at the bottom with Jalen Riven. And the give is to Norrells. And Norrells slips his way across the 25. They'll spot him at the 25 for a pickup of 8 on the play. Immediately put yourself into a good situation when you get a good pickup like that on first down. The Irish with 70 yards on the ground so far.
Again, that was Joe Bruner right there, just getting a seal on the offensive line, allowing for a huge hole for Norrells to run through.
And we have a player down on the field with 9:45 remaining in the second quarter. Hoping it's just a cramp there because this has been one of the warmest weeks we've had for football season.
We talk Northwest Ohio and the crazy weather we have, and it's summer-like out there, and so bodies are not conditioned to that, and playing football typically in Northwest Ohio, you have a much cooler night, and it's hot out there, so it's of the utmost important that they stay hydrated, or we are going to see some cramping going forward.
And it's even hotter on the turf.
Right? Yeah, excellent. The sun's been beating down on that turf. It has all those ground-up rubber tire that's in there, so that's absorbing all that heat,
and you can say drink the fluids as much as you can, but not just the day of. throughout the entire week, you got to be pumping those fluids.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't just do it now. You can't think that you're going to be able to put it in the replenish section stuff. As you said, that's got to be a thing. And so much that goes along with the athletes. It is their diet, and staying away from the pop and the stuff that's going to suck that fluid and the nutrients out of your body. You got to do that all week long, building up to Friday night.
Saw the St. John student section there a moment ago, rocking the Revenge Tour t-shirts. Looking for some payback after the Irish shut out St. John's in both meetings a season ago. Reason over in the backfield gets the carry. And he's got enough to move the chains.
You see just great push by that offensive line, and Reasanover really didn't get touched until 4 yards down the field, and by that point it's too late to move the chains forward. First down Irish.
First and 10. Reasanover again. And Reasanover breaks free, is across the 40, lost the football. Titans recover it. Wow, what looked to be a big play leads to the second turnover of the night for the Irish as the ball was recovered by Chris Lash.
Situation there, Reasanover, you see him frustrated with himself, trying to make a play, but in that situation, as you're trying to make a play, you have those defenders slapping and ripping at that football. Kudos to the Titan defenders. Looks like is that Matsopoulos who forced that fumble, or was it?
Getting his hands on it was Juju Jackson.
Juju Jackson or Matsopoulos, again, those defenders ripping at the football, making a play. So now offense got to do something. Got to do something with football here. You give your defense some kudos to getting you that football back.
Got the ball at midfield.
We haven't seen Lichtenberg look to McKinstry yet. He's not on the field at this point, but the big receiver, you have Zyrus here down low. Take a shot down the field.
Lichtenberg has time, taking a shot downfield and caught. Touchdown Titans. Thomas Zyrus hauls it in. That's a 50-yard touchdown reception.
I guess asking he shall receive, just like that. Lichtenberg puts the ball on the money, finds Zyrus right in stride for the touchdown, cuts into that Irish lead.
For Zyrus, that's his fourth touchdown reception of the season. This is what happens when you give Lichtenberg time. What touch on that pass. Zyrus had his man beat.
Right in the money, right on stride, untouched into the end zone. Got ourselves a ball game now.
Here's Gabriel Shablowski for the point after. No problem. Shablowski remains perfect on point afters this season, and the Titans have cut the Irish lead in half with just over 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. That man, Thomas Zyrus, on the receiving end of a 50-yard touchdown pass from Brady Lichtenberg. Took just over 15 minutes for the Titans to get their first score of this game. A little trouble on the kickoff return. As the Irish will take over just past their own 20-yard line. Well, Terry, you got exactly what you wanted there. The Irish offense, or pardon me, the Titans defense was rewarded by the offense.
You know, and how often do you see that the defense comes up and makes a big turnover in first play, take a shot down the field, and the offense scores? Lichtenberg, Desirous. We have a one-score ball game defense. You got to do it again, though, unfortunately, one more time. Give your offense a chance with 8:53 left to go in the half.
2 turnovers apiece in this game. This is Norrells. Norrells across the 30.
Brought down by Betts.
Like a pickup of 9 on the play. Good to see John Zell Norrells back out there. Looks as though it was just a cramp.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
9 yards, just kind of picking and popping his way there, you know, dancing and juking, and manages to pick up 9 yards. Great run there by John Zell.
And 2nd and short. Norrells has the first down. He's still driving forward for a few extra yards.
Brought down by Betts and Lash. First down, Irish. Have the ball 1st and 10 at their own.
So far, Bishop Vargas has done a nice job of managing this game. Irish, in their first drive of the game, are out there throwing the ball a bit more. Now going back and forth between Riesenover and Norrells. And Norrells is out to the 45.
Well, in the situation of your Coach Dempsey, why do anything different? Stop us. You know, St. John's has not been able to stop another 7 yards in that carry. Stop us. We're not going to throw it to you. Stop the run.
And Norrells gets to the 45. And credit the guys up front for the Irish. Talking Connor Durden, Jamon Gibson, Joe Bruno, Chris Sinnett, and Carter Foudy. On average, that's 272 pounds across that line.
Well, and they are putting their will on the Titans front as well, because, you know, again, those running backs could not get those yardage without that front line getting a great push up the field.
And this is Vargas keeping it. Bishop Vargas with all kinds of room to run. He is taken down shy of the 10. Dimitri Mitsopoulos, the only man able to stop Bishop Vargas from yet another Irish touchdown. Looked like everyone was fooled on this play. Vargas just ripping it away from Johnson.
That's that old read option there. Saw that he had an opening to the left side and showed some wheels to extend that play for a big gain.
Johnson taken down. Bishop Vargas coming into this game, 25 rushing attempts for 117 yards.
Well, and you know, that's a benefit of having such a great back in Norrells, and defenses are naturally going to be focused on him. And so when you can pound Norrells, and he's able to pull that, it's going to be open for him, and he showed it right there.
There's Armin Johnson down to the 6. Pickup of 5 on the play. Good response here from Central Catholic after the Titans' first touchdown of the game. Vargas has Norrells in the backfield. Vargas looking to his left, escapes pressure. Fires one in and caught. That's Brendan Conkle.
What a play there. Somehow Vargas avoids the sack in the backfield and is able to find Conkle all alone in the back of the end zone. Great play there by Vargas.
A 7-yard touchdown reception. Look at the way Vargas keeps this play alive. Steps up, finds some room to his left, and fires it in to Brendan Conkle. And for Conkle, that's his first touchdown reception of the season. Point after from Duckett is good. 3 minutes and 6 seconds used up on the drive. Central Catholic responds to St. John's. One more time, Bishop Vargas escapes, keeps his eyes downfield, finds Brendan Conkle. 5:49 remaining in the first half. Central Catholic 21, St. John's 7. 2 rushing touchdowns for the Irish, 1 receiving touchdown from Brendan Conkle. That was the first time we've seen Vargas look Conkle's way since the first big play of the game downfield on a pass where Conkle nearly had it. It was knocked away. Nice for that young man to get his first touchdown reception of the season.
You know, and Vargas did a lot in that drive. He showed it with his legs and then some escapability in the backfield and found Conkle with a great pass, as you said, eyes down the field, scanning, finding the open receiver. Great possession, great answer for the Irish there.
Lichtenberg backpedaling, floats this one, and it's caught. Carson Toth had to go up and get it between 2 Irish players. I'd say he bailed out Lichtenberg there because that was a bit of a dangerous pass.
He kind of floated that one up there, but hey, it worked.
All right, let's send it back over to the third member of our crew, Danny Rogers.
St. John's junior quarterback Brady Lichtenberg showing off why he's being recruited by Division I schools, and his coach, Coach McDaniel, said here in year 3, the game has really just slowed down for him. He's able to make his own decisions. He has very good decision making, and what really sets him apart is how accurate he's throwing. For example, that 50-yard touchdown he had thrown just a few minutes ago. And he has 8 Division I offers right now, which is showing out here on the field. Coach says college coaches want to see young quarterbacks with composure. That's Brady Lichtenberg. He's the calm guy on the offense. It's Gary Batch who's the calm guy on defense. He's also being recruited by Division I schools. But Brady Lichtenberg really getting things together here in his 3rd year with the Titans. Brad?
Thank you, Danny, and you heard the amount of offers there for Brady Lichtenberg, and eventually he's going to get to that point where he's going to want to take that pressure off his shoulders like Riley Keller did and make that decision. Hopefully he's able to do that before he gets his senior season started, but excited for what's ahead for Brady Lichtenberg because you've just seen how far the young man has come from his freshman season.
Well, he's just such a tremendous kid, too, you know, student of the game and just does so many nice things, and you just can't say enough for it. And as you said, he's going to wait for that right offer. And it's a fit that he's looking for, the school and all that stuff. And so it's nice to have all those offers. But again, as you said, get that weight off your shoulders so you can concentrate on your senior year. Nothing but good's going to happen for Brady Lichtenberg.
It's another great Northwest Ohio product. 3rd down for the Titans. Inside of 4 minutes to play in the first half. Pressure coming. Lichtenberg over the middle. Caught. Mitsopoulos gets to the 45. Still going down the near side. Mitsopoulos still in bounds and finally pushed out around the 10-yard line. When Dimitri Mitsopoulos gets a full head of steam going, he's a tough man to bring down. And no surprise there to see Lichtenberg go to Mitsopoulos.
Well, you know, as we said, Lichtenberg is a smart kid. Get the ball to your playmakers. Mitsopoulos gets it in the middle of the field. Looks like he's going to run out of real estate here, but that's just sheer athleticism. Outruns the defense. Huge play for the Titans.
And now Carson Toth on the carry. Takes the ball inside the 5. Love what we're seeing now, a back-and-forth football game.
You know, big possession here for the Titans as well with only 3:20 left. If you can punch the ball in here, cut your score to 21-14, you get the ball to start the second half, who knows what could happen.
See if the Titans decide to go right back to Carson Toth. He has 1 rushing touchdown on the season. On 2nd and goal, Lichtenberg to his right, and Mitsopoulos. They're going to say he did make the catch. No, he did not.
I think the official made both signals there in that one. He's putting the foot as if he caught it.
Well, catch or no catch, it's 3rd down.
They brought it back. Yeah, called incomplete on that one. Another great play by the Irish defense because Mitsopoulos had that ball. You know, and if they don't come make that play, he scores.
You've got Zyrus up top here, has the size advantage against the 5'10" Jamie Johnson, 6'3" versus 5'10". See if the Titans look that way. At first, we're going to get a timeout. Yes, the Titans want to talk things over. 2:52 remaining in the first half. Back in a moment. 3rd and goal for the Titans. Less than 3 to play in the first half. Toth in the backfield with Lichtenberg. And Lichtenberg's pass is caught by Zyrus for the score. Well, Terry, we said just before the break, look his way with his size advantage. It's exactly what the Titans did.
Well, as you said, that size and the strength just can make up for so many things. You could put the ball in pretty much anywhere. Zyrus does a good job sealing the defender right there. No chance. 14 or 13-21 here. Chance to make it 1-score game.
Caught right on the goal line. Thomas Zyrus, his 2nd touchdown reception. We're back to a 1-score game. Schlabowski for the extra point. Up and good, 21-14. And St. John's, a great matchup so far. Titans trailing by a touchdown on their home field, but Thomas Zyrus making a couple of big touchdown receptions in this first half. And the kickoff, it bounces down inside the 30, finally picked up inside the 25. A little bit dangerous there for the Irish as far as who was going to pick that football up. But Central Catholic will have it with plenty of time to work with, 2:45 on the clock. A 1-touchdown lead and 2 timeouts left.
Well, they showed all night that they can score and score very quickly. So important again for the Titans to get the ball out of that offensive hands.
So Central Catholic will start this drive at their own 22. Up the middle. And a pickup of 2 on the play. John Zell Norrell's on the carry. On 2nd down and 8, Vargas down the far side, caught. Randy Williams going to take it all the way in for the score. A 76-yard touchdown reception. Wow.
Wow, for sure. And you know that you got to take it back to the run game. So focused on the run, they pounded and pounded and pounded the ball. A little breakdown there, but what we have here going on, to look at the official. Ineligible receiver, I think initially is what I heard. Oh.
A backbreaker for the Irish.
Well, that's interesting too, because that was a pretty quickly developing play to have an ineligible downfield there. Saw him right there in the middle of the field, no one to block, and just kind of drifted a little bit too far down the line there. Jamie Gibson, you know, unfortunate, came up, no one to block. Got to hold your spot there in the pass play.
2nd and 13. Some room on the left side for John Zell Norrells. And Norrells, the stiff arm, out of bounds across the 30. Got back those penalty yards and more. Be 3rd down and short.
Gary Batch able to get him knocked out of bounds there because we saw Norrells do it early on, and we've seen it all year. Took 197 yards, game number 1. He can take it to the house at any point in time and run him out of bounds there.
Conkle lines up to the near side. We got 2 up top for the Irish with Johnson and Williams. On 3rd and short. Norrells still going across the 40. Inside the 40. Taken down around the 30-yard line. Boy, those cuts from John Zell Norrells. This one, you think you got a shot at him. He escapes one tackler after another.
Just does a great job of changing directions here. You see, hits the hole. Great blocking up front initially, but the rest is him just making out, bounces it outside, just outrunning the defenders. Too much speed.
First down and a high snap. Vargas able to come down with it, but that's going to be a big loss all the way back the 37, 38-yard line.
Big loss, however, fortunate. Vargas was able to get his hands on this. See it coming in hot. Able to corral it. Could have been a big play for the Titans. Smart move there. Just go down again, take your medicine, keep the football. It's only 2nd down.
A loss of 7. We approach a minute to play in the first half. Play clock down to 3. Irish do get it off in time. Randy Williams the catch. Looking for running room. Picks up a block. And down to the 34-yard line. Picked up that block there from Jalen Riven. Now it's a 3rd down and manageable coming up here for the Irish.
I'm not quite sure what the situation is here.
The officials have been busy in this first half. Larry McDaniel getting an explanation.
We got Joseph Barnes that they just pulled off the field. Looks like Max McCready coming on his spot, so I'm not sure what the situation is, why he had to come off.
Vargas has a man and unable to pull it in. Randy Williams, tell by the reaction, that's one that he would like back and took a pretty good hit after not making that catch.
Well, he may want it back, but for sure Juju came up from the secondary and made sure that Williams did not hold on to that football.
Fourth down coming up here for the Irish. They do have the ball at the 34-yard line, maybe thinking, well, 4th and 14, why not take a shot here? 29 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I know that's an interesting call. We saw what Lichtenberg can do, and it's a field there about the same where it was before.
Vargas, and it's intercepted by Mitsopoulos.
Look out. Oh, nice play.
And Mitsopoulos lost the football on the way down. But the Titans do have it. 20 seconds remaining in the half. Irish there taking a chance. Throw over the middle. Mitsopoulos, the interception.
Well, and in that situation there, you know, you're in a situation here where you throw a deep pass. Essentially, it's like a punt. You know, you're essentially giving a punt here. They're fortunate, though. You give that man the ball in the open field, and he can make you pay. Great tackle here to stop him. 30 seconds left to see if the Titans can do something with the football here. As you said, he did put it on the turf, managed to corral that back in. That would have been a huge crushing blow there for the Titans had he not been able to get that ball back.
Combined 5 turnovers now in the first half. May see the Titans take one deep shot here before we get to halftime.
Central Catholic man-to-man, so we could see this connection with Zyrus again.
Lichtenberg, far side, short of his intended receiver. And he was going Thomas Zyrus' way.
I think you see Zyrus over there on the sideline pleading with the official. Thought he got pulled down to the turf there. No call, however. 16 seconds left.
Don't get careless here now if you're St. John's, because you know Central has guys ready to make a play. Any opportunity they get. Lichtenberg, smart man to have back there. Second and 10. Lichtenberg trying to step up, nowhere to go. He's taken down. Jacoby Crowell. And that is going to take us to halftime as the final seconds will tick down. Central Catholic so far has led this entire game, but St. John's taking advantage of some Central Catholic turnovers. They've got a one-score game after 24 minutes of play. So far, this ball game has been everything we hoped it would be.
Yeah, back and forth, and when it seems like Central's going to pull away, the Titans come and make a great play and answer it, and we're sitting at a one-score ball game with the Titans getting the football to start the second half. Going to be excitement for sure.
All right, halftime here on BCSN, and as the guys head to the locker room, Danny Rogers is standing by with Larry McDaniel.
Dimitri Mostopoulos on that defensive end, 2 huge interceptions. How is this defense keeping you guys in the game?
Well, you know, our kids are doing a nice job. I think we have 3 turnovers so far tonight, and that's what's keeping us in. That's a potent offense, and if we can keep them off the field, we're going to have an opportunity.
You said you wanted the ball quick out of Brady Lichtenberg's hands, and you didn't want him to take a lot of big hits. How has your offense done that well?
We're not doing that right now. He's holding on the ball too long, and we're not protecting as well as we need to. Got to do a better job of that and shore that up this in halftime.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, so Larry McDaniel would still like to see a little more time back there for Brady Lichtenberg, but Lichtenberg has connected twice tonight to Thomas Cyrus. And how about Vargas finding Brendan Conkle for his first touchdown reception of the season? It's the Irish on top by a touchdown at halftime.
Hi, this is Joseph Epinoda from SJJ Game Day and BCSN, and here I'm interviewing the Titans men's head soccer coach, Coach Greg McElroy. So, Coach, what's it like coaching at your alma mater?
It's been a real honor. I started my coaching career here 20 years ago when a classmate of mine, Mark Delverne, offered me a chance to join his staff. Obviously, being a graduate here as well, my father.
Hi, this is Joseph Epinoda from SJJ Game Day and BCSN, and here I'm interviewing the Titans men's head soccer coach, Coach Greg McElroy.
The halftime score, Central Catholic leading St. John's, and no surprise, the Irish coming out early, handing the ball off to John Zell Norrells. He found his way into the end zone a couple times in that first half.
Boy, and he has been productive, and you see here the athleticism. He dives for his second score of the night. Very patient, just gouging the Titan defense.
And it took about 15 minutes for St. John's to get their first score of the game. Shot downfield, Thomas Cyrus on the receiving end.
And we talked about it, and we asked for it, and up top, and Lichtenberg shows his accuracy, hits him right on the money. Cyrus goes in, and they answered the bell there.
And that was after a Central Catholic turnover. How about Bishop Vargas? 5 for 10 in the first half. This time, keeping his eyes open, eluding defenders, and then finding Brendan Conkle.
Well, and that drive there was all the Bishop Vargas shows. He had about a 35-yard scamper to set that touchdown play up as well.
And Cyrus had the size advantage in the red zone. Smart there for Lichtenberg to go to the big man. And then how about this interception from Dimitri Mitsopoulos? One-handed grab, pulls it in. He read that play all the way.
He sure did. Great read, and made, as you said, one-handed play. Your seniors making plays to keep you in the ball game.
And then on the handoff, the Titans got a little sloppy with the football. Deep in the red zone. Missed opportunity there for St. John's. And how about that hit one more time from Samaj Cross as John Zell Norrells comes up with the interception.
Puts his head right in the chest of Mitsopoulos. And as we said, Norrells not only doing on the offensive end, coming up with a pick, but that set up by Cross's hit.
And then what looked to be a big play here for Prentice Reasonover. He lost the football. St. John's able to recover. And then Bishop Vargas, one more shot late in the first half. It was inside the final minute. Taking a shot on fourth down. Mitsopoulos comes away with the interception, but as you said, it was basically like a punt.
Yeah, exactly right. And we saw those turnovers there in that little bit there, and we knew Central Catholic was going to do that. Just a tremendous defense, and the important part is St. John's has been able to answer that and turn Central over as well, and that's why this ball game is close.
A one-score game. We've got more to come in our halftime report here on BCSN.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Siena Heights University and by Gallon, Tachus, and Boisenall.
We welcome you back to Leiden Field, where it is halftime in the conference opener. Central Catholic 21, St. John's 14. What a matchup for Week 4 to get the Three Rivers Athletic Conference started. Picked 1-2 in the preseason poll. And now we're going to send it down to the field for the St. John's Marching Band. St. John's Marching Band. Stay with us here on BCSN.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Burger King.
We welcome you back to the halftime show at Leiden Field. Central Catholic 21, St. John's 14. And as these two teams got ready for this week, some of the players, some of the athletes, some of the students had an opportunity to get a first-hand experience at the broadcasting world.
Hi, this is Joseph Epinota from SJ Game Day and BCSN, and here I'm interviewing the Titans men's head soccer coach, Coach Greg McElroy. So, Coach, what's it like coaching at your alma mater?
It's been a real honor. I started my coaching career here 20 years ago when a classmate of mine, Mark Delverne, offered me a chance to join his staff. Obviously being a graduate here as well, my father being a coach here for many years, it's just been a real honor and joy to return to where my coaching career started.
Okay. So after our recent win against St. Francis, what was our team's mentality?
The mentality was that we had taken a real big step forward after a tough loss, responded well in a rivalry game, and really looking forward to making the most of the next several games to get geared up for the postseason.
And piggybacking off that, what's like the rest of the season going to be like for our team?
We've got a real tough opponent tomorrow or Saturday against Ottawa Hills, the reigning D3 #1 ranked team in the state. Actually, a team I used to coach. So that's sort of internal rivalry for me game. And then we've got Anthony Wayne, which is the #1 ranked team in the district, coming up later in the season, and as well as Southview, which will be our senior night and youth soccer night here at St. John's.
Thank you, Coach. So this is Joseph Epinonu from SJ Game Day and BCSN, and I'm signing out.
A great opportunity for the St. John students to get a first-hand experience in the broadcast world. Big credit goes out to Tom Cole. And with that, we'll have the third quarter coming your way on BCSN. St. John's Titans will receive the second half kickoff. It rolls down inside the 20 and is recovered at the 18 by Thomas Zyrus. So St. John's, an opportunity to come out and tie up this football game, something we have not seen since 0-0.
Yeah, Coach McDaniel talked right there before the half that you need to work on the offensive line, so I'm sure there's a focus, work on some of the gap coverage that they have here, and give your quarterback a little bit more time, because as we've seen, Lichtenberg can dissect a defense if given the time. So did the Titans take care of that at halftime?
St. John's student section out in full force tonight. Central Catholic students out in full force there. Brady Lichtenberg, 8 for 14 in the first half for 130 yards. His 2 touchdown passes, both to Thomas Zyrus. And pass is caught. Quick slant. That's Zyrus making the catch. Zyrus with his 4th reception of the night. Opportunity for St. John's to come out, set the tone, put a strong drive together. The longer they can keep this Central Catholic defense on the field, the better St. John's will be at the end of this football game.
Yeah, because by keeping the defense on the field, you keep the potent offense off the field.
There's Carson Toth, hit immediately on that catch. Tackle was made by Jamie Johnson. Conference opener, Three Rivers Athletic Conference. Central Catholic 3-0. St. John's 2-1. So as far as other track games going on, Whitmer dominating the Findlay Trojans. 61-14 the score during the last check. I believe that was the first half still.
And St. Francis all over Fremont Ross as well.
And the reception for Zyrus.
That's such a tough connection there with Zyrus and Lichtenberg. You know, we saw the deep ball that they have, but you know, Zyrus, as we said, his physicality allows him to run that short route there and basically post up that defensive back who's so much bigger than him. So on a 3rd and short there, that's a great play, little short route. He'll come back to the football, first down, move the chains.
Trips to the right for the Titans. St. John's now with 144 yards through the air. And Lichtenberg with pressure coming up the middle. Down the near side, Mitsopoulos had it. Brady Lichtenberg could not have dropped that ball in there any better to one of his top wideouts. That had big play written all over it.
Boy, it's not often that you're going to see Dimitri drop that ball. As you said, right on the money there. To Mitsopoulos down the sideline. Unfortunately, just went right through his hands.
One more look at it. Mitsopoulos had the space.
I think situation there, Mitsopoulos had a step, maybe looking towards that end zone a little bit too early. Didn't see the ball into his hands. Secure the ball first.
On 2nd and 10. Carson Toth across the 35.
Chris Jackson coming from the linebacker spot and putting the hit on Toth. Great job, Toth, to secure the football there because Mr. Jackson came and put a smack on him.
Jackson entered this game tied for the team lead with 10 tackles. Secure the football. Been one of the keys for tonight's game. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Lichtenberg looking to his left, now goes over the middle. It's incomplete, off the fingertips of his receiver. Mitsopoulos unable to make the catch. And it's 4th down. Started this drive. Thomas Zyrus, the go-to guy. Now you get a couple of big play opportunities. One of your speedy wideouts in Mitsopoulos. He comes up empty a couple of times. That ends the drive. Punt from Witten. Takes a Titans bounce. Out of bounds around the 35-yard line. And Bishop Vargas and the Central Catholic offense will go to work, up by 1 score.
So that Central Catholic Irish defense was able to come out and get the ball turned back over to the offense. Now, still a 1-score game. St. John's defense needs to do the same thing. Answer the bell here. Get the ball back to your offense.
Vargas was 5 for 10 in the first half, 63 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Now first down, it's Vargas. Right up the middle, picks up 2. You like the way Bishop Vargas is just taking what's given to him. There's been a couple of times in this game where he's had to make some plays out of the pocket, and he did so to Brendan Conkle. Week in and week out, you're seeing Bishop Vargas just continue to develop as the starting quarterback.
They're just doing a great job of, getting the ball where it needs to be and making plays with his feet. And also we saw the touchdown pass and doing it with his arm.
He couldn't have had a better start in week 1. It was very impressive, very efficient. Austin Perkins in on that tackle for St. John's.
We see quite a bit of escapability right there. That was going to be a 10-yard loss, and is able to escape there and make a positive play out of it.
3rd and 7. Titans trying to force a 3-and-out. Vargas gets it off and incomplete. Had no choice but to get rid of that one. Pressure was coming from Joe Barnes.
You saw Blaze Byer on the end there making the play to break that pass up to stop the Irish offense, and there it is. Defense comes, gets a 3-and-out here, offense back onto the field.
And on the punt return, right down shy of the 40. Titans will have pretty good field position to start the next drive. Last thing you want to see here, I think, is for 2 teams to be out there and be cautious. I know we had 5 turnovers in that first half, and guys out there don't want to be the guy to make the mistake because both teams understand what's on the line here. It's only week 4, but this game could go a long way towards deciding conference championship.
And anytime you play tentative like that, you're bound to make mistakes. You got to go out and just lay it on the line and do what you do. You're Brady Lichtenberg here. You're going to take your shots down the field, and if you're that receiver that he just chooses to pick through, see the ball in your hands, make the play for your team.
Lichtenberg floats one out to Toth, breaks through 1 tackler, out of bounds, close to midfield.
Great job by Toth there. Brady delivers on the ball on the flat. He has 1 guy to beat, does his job, moves the chains.
I think the way Carson Toth is utilized in this offense. Into the flat and out of bounds. DeGroff with the reception. Brady Lichtenberg. One time this season, he's found 9 different receivers. Another game, he's found 8 different receivers. You can spread the ball around. You don't have to go to just the big 3.
We see a couple of these little short passes here, and that's all set up for something that's going to happen down the road. Central naturally aggressive defense, going to look to jump that pass, and that's where you go long.
Zyrus,
wow!
What a grab over top the defender. Did we mention he's 6'3"?
I mean, what can you say? Jamie Johnson has pretty darn good coverage there. Zyrus just too big and strong, goes up and high points the football and just squeezes it and pulls it in, gets his feet down. Great catch.
Jeff Camacho giving us a great look right there, coming right into your living room. And then on first down, the Titans going end zone. It was incomplete. Trying to go right back to Zyrus. Ball at the 25-yard line. Titans trying to take momentum in this game. Lichtenberg with Toth in the backfield. It's Mitsopoulos trying to set up the screen, and that's just the Central Catholic defense reading that play and blowing it up.
Jacoby Crowell all over that play right there, completely swarming. Boy, it's like they were in the huddle with the Titans on that one, all over that wide receiver screen.
Jacoby Crowell with the tackle. 5'11", 210 pounds. Third and 13. Lichtenberg steps up, fires it downfield, caught. First down, out of bounds. Jack Ryder with the reception.
Haven't called his name yet tonight, but boy, Lichtenberg does a great job stepping up and finding Jack down on the corner there. We got first and goal. Titans a little bit of hurry up.
Trying to take it straight up the middle, driven back. Second and goal coming up.
We'll look for a second there, like the Titans might have had him, they got to line real quick there, tried to do that hurry up and catch him off guard, that the Irish right on the spot there. Second and goal.
Approaching the midway point of the third quarter. Titans knocking on the door to try and tie up this game. Give this to Toth, and he's not going to get in. Central Catholic too strong up front, led by Jacoby Crowell.
We talked about the size that they had in the offensive line. That defensive line is not too small themselves, and they say, you know what, this is where we're going to prove our point. You are not going to run the ball down our throat here at the 1-2 yard line. You're going to have to find something else, not going up the middle.
273 across that defensive line with Carter Foudy, Jacob Jackson, and Jamon Gibson. 6'5", 6 foot, 6'1", 260, 275, 285.
A little bit of size there.
And a timeout has just been taken by the Titans. 5:24 to play in the third quarter. St. John's knocking on the door, trying to tie up this game.
Blue ticket number 54651.
Third and goal for St. John's. Toth in the backfield with Lichtenberg. Central trying to come up with a stop. Lichtenberg. Pressure coming. Just throws it out the back of the end zone. Cyrus was in the area. The only man that had a shot at that football. Fourth and goal.
And Lichtenberg's going to be sure here in this situation that he is the only one that's going to catch it. Unfortunately, a little bit too high for him. St. John's electing to bring on the field goal unit.
Gabriel Schabowski, pardon me. He is 0 for 2 on field goal attempts this season. Chance to make this a 4-point game.
This one here essentially an extra point.
Kick is up, and it is good. Schabowski makes it a 21-17 game. Central Catholic still on top with 5:15 remaining in the third. Just past the midway point of the third quarter, and Central Catholic having a tough time trying to pick the football up on the kickoff. Irish will start deep in their own territory. In fact, at their own 8-yard line.
They've really had some troubles on the kickoff tonight too. You know, that bouncing ball is just giving them lots of hassles, and it shows here. And so very deep in your territories, Titans were able to force them 3 and out. You know, you're that Central, you need to get something going here, just kind of get that momentum back on your side.
St. John's going to continue to stack a few more guys in the box there, with Norrells and Reasonover back there getting the bulk of the work. Vargas has got to find a way to move the ball down the field through the air. On first down, across the 10.
Norrell's the ball carrier.
Johnzell Norrells on the carry. It doesn't have to be big plays to receivers, just a play here, play there, keep the ball moving.
Yeah, keep it moving and loosen up that defense. As you said, we set St. John's here with 6 guys, 7 guys in the box because they're so focused on Norrells. But, you know, you hit them a couple times and they'll loosen them up and just kind of open up those lanes, and that's when Norrells hit you up the middle.
On second down, this is Vargas making plays with his feet. Across the 15. Third down and short coming up.
And that's going to be key, too, there for the Titans defense to stay disciplined. You know, it's very easy to over-pursue trying to chase down Norrells, and Vargas right there keeps the football, is able to get 4 yards. 3rd and 3, big down here, both sides.
Irish 4 for 9 on third down tonight. Give is to Norrells. He found some room up the middle, and he backs his way in for the first down. He's lowering that shoulder.
Johnzell Norrells, not to be denied. You were not going to stop him from getting that first down and move the chains.
4 wide for the Irish, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Norrells on the carry. He is spun down after a pickup of 2.
Mr. Norrells is going to have a long evening. Probably find himself an ice bath because he's getting a heavy load here. But hey, young man, this is your senior year. You need to get the job done.
Trying to stay loose there. You see Johnzell Norrells again. The warmer temperatures that we've had this week and tonight having a role in this game.
And we did see him go down in the first half, you know, and he's carrying the football here and carrying the load here, so that's something to watch going forward.
Norrells up the middle, nothing there. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That Titan defensive line definitely stuffing it up here, and again, all them guys on the line of scrimmage there. As we see, at what point is Coach Dempsey going to take a shot? We have 3rd and 8 here. Probably a passing situation.
Nice hand there from Drew Smith as he came to the sideline. Vargas has time to the far side. Jump ball and incomplete. Able to break it up. There's too much time in the air there for a St. John's defender to get there and make a play.
Yeah, it was Gary Batch coming over from the safety spot there. You saw, as you talked about, Vargas, all kinds of time, but that was a very long throw from the far hash to the far sideline, and you said put lots of air in it. Gives the defender time to knock the ball down. Another opportunity here for the Titans to get the football back.
Nice to have Gary Batch on the field. He's a man that is definitely one of the leaders for the Titans defense. He's been battling injury. He's out there right now in perhaps the biggest game of the season for St. John's so far. And a low snap into the end zone. Trouble here for Duckett. And Duckett comes up with a football, but it's going to be a safety. And we have a 2-point game, and St. John's is going to get the ball after this.
Boy, very, very fortunate for the Irish that he was able to come up with a football there. That's a situation there. Sometimes you see punters, when they can't handle that, they just turn and kick it out of the back of the end zone because you're going to give up that safety. But, boy, watch this. He is super fortunate. It's 2 Titans right on the spot to be able to come up with that football.
It has been a frustrating night for Central Catholic and their special teams, whether it's been on a kickoff return or on a simple snap like that back to the punter.
You know, the little things right there, and they talk about when you have close games, it is your special teams that's going to be the difference in whether it's, kicking field goals, kicking extra points, returning punts and flipping, or making a good punt to flip the field position, special teams, and it's definitely played a part here. 2-point ball game.
2:29 remaining in the third.
The Irish will be kicking off from their own 20.
So interesting. We look at that first half, and it just seemed like Central was in complete control, but yet the Titans just hanging around and hanging around. And now here we are, 2-point ball game. Titans definitely with the momentum here, and Brady Lichtenberg coming back out on the football field.
Setting us up for what should be a very exciting fourth quarter.
It'll be interesting, too. We've talked about and dragged up this Central Catholic defense. Can they get the job done here late in third quarter, fourth quarter?
St. John's bounce. Covered at the 44 by Carson Toth. First and 10 Titans. St. John's trying to hand Central Catholic their first loss of the season. More importantly, start conference play 1-0.
Well, we talked about it. Who's going to control the track, and then you essentially control your destiny. But let's not forget about that team over in Tremainsville, the Whitmer Panthers, showing they have something to say with this whole thing going on in the track.
Both of these teams have done an excellent job of putting together a tough non-conference schedule to get you ready for this Week 4 matchup. Helps when it comes state playoffs as well when you're trying to get in. Pass is caught. Toth is across midfield.
But somehow Lichtenberg was able to get that ball to Toth. It looked like the defender was going to come and swat that one down, but gets it to Toth. Positive yardage on first down.
Lichtenberg just taking what was given to him. Little space there for Carson Toth. Make the catch, make a man miss. There's Ryder in motion. Second and 1. Lichtenberg flushed out of the pocket. Looking. Going near side for Zyrus, incomplete. Jamie Johnson on the coverage. That's been a fun matchup to watch tonight.
Yeah, Zyrus coming back to that football, and Lichtenberg doing a great job of making sure while Zyrus is coming back to the football that it was only going to be Zyrus to catch the ball. If he doesn't catch the ball, it's an incomplete. 3rd down and 1.
Blake Lichtenberg has just come out at quarterback for St. John's, as though Brady Lichtenberg may have been hurt on the last play. And the Titans going to give Brady an extra moment here by taking a timeout with 1:42 to play in the third. See what Blake Lichtenberg and the Titans offense have when we come back. With the timeout, that gave Brady Lichtenberg an opportunity to get right back out on the field. 21-19, less than 2 to play in the third. Titans have the ball in Central Catholic territory at the 47. And the Irish come up with the stop. And over the middle, caught, first down. Mitsopoulos, the reception.
Mitsopoulos doing a great job going across the middle, making sure to catch that football, move the chains, first down Titans.
17 first downs compared to 9 for St. John's in the ball game. The majority of those first downs coming on the first drive for Central Catholic. Lichtenberg off his back foot. Mitsopoulos, the catch, picks up a couple. St. John's with an opportunity here to keep Central Catholic scoreless in the third quarter. Many might be surprised by what they're seeing in this ball game, but as you're just going through this third quarter, this game right now is being played at the tempo of St. John's.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, and they're starting to wear down the defense a little bit. And, you know, anytime you give the ball and keep it in Brady Lichtenberg's hands this time, he's going to make you pay eventually. He is going to pick you apart.
Lichtenberg hit as he throws. Toth makes the catch, but a loss on the play, setting up another third down situation.
Boy, just as I say that, the Central Catholic Irish all over Brady and then being able to pick up Toth out of the backfield. Nothing doing. Third and long.
All right, the final seconds will tick down in the third quarter. A field goal and a safety. St. John's has made this a 2-point game. Don't go anywhere. It's the conference opener, 21-19 the score. Fourth quarter is next. All right, buckle up for an exciting fourth quarter, and it begins with a dangerous pass from Brady Lichtenberg, nearly picked off there by Jacoby Crowell. He's trying to say that he made the catch. The officials getting together.
I think they always think they make the catch, don't you? Doesn't matter. Situation is, coach, check it out. I made the catch. There's some discussion going on here.
You get the interception, you get great field position, and you do. Jacoby Crowell with the interception. Central Catholic takes over at midfield. With that interception, each team now with 3 turnovers tonight. You saw Carson Toth went down. Jacoby Crowell saw his opportunity.
I think he got his hands underneath that. You have the bonus of the replay here, and the official right on the spot. He made a great play there. Once again, St. John's defense has done a great job here in the second half. Can you do it one more time and keep the Irish out of the end zone?
Opening minute of the fourth quarter. Vargas up the middle. Picks up a yard. Central Catholic and St. John's going to have a timeout here. We do have a player down. And While we have a moment during this injury timeout, let's send it over to Danny Rogers.
Coach Greg Dempsey, of course, frustrated with the turnovers his team had in that first half. They had 3, which resulted in some really big plays for the Titans. But I asked him, how do you stop a quarterback like Brady Lichtenberg? And he points to his defense. His defense needs to keep Brady off the field. And then that goes also back to the offense, sustaining their drives and keeping their own defense off the field. But one way they're going to get Brady off the field is just stepping it up on defense. Brad?
Thank you, Danny. And yes, with the way things are setting up, it's going to come down to who has the ball in the final few minutes of this game. You're looking at this drive right now, I think, being the biggest drive of the game, because Central Catholic, a scoreless third quarter. St. John's cuts the lead down to 2. Now you're the Irish, and even though things haven't gone your way with running the football so far in this second half, you've got great field position. You're one score away, one touchdown away from making this a 2-score game.
Well, we talked about 2 things. You know, the defense is getting a turnover here as the Central can St. John's defense do the same thing, and you know, it's going to be ball security, and then we're going to go back to special teams. If Central Catholic's not able to move the football here, you can really bury St. John's deep with a punt, putting them deep in their zone.
On second down, trying to drive forward there, not much for Norrells. Credit the St. John's defense. Nothing has been easy for John Zell Norrells since about the start of the second quarter.
When you see, again, St. John's is just completely set to stopping the run. So at some point here, Coach Dempsey's going to see that. He's going to take a shot with Vargas. It's going to be essentially a one-on-one situation, so which athlete is going to make a play?
3rd and 9. Conkle lined up at the bottom of your screen, trips to the left. Vargas, deep downfield, Conkle's got it! Looked to be well covered, but Brendan Conkle, one of the biggest catches of the night. Look at this pass one more time from Bishop Vargas. Got rid of it quickly, and Conkle created just enough separation there to haul that one in.
Well, and I think they possibly, could have got Juju for a little bit of holding there, but great concentration by Conkle. Sees the football into his hands. First down in the red zone for the Irish.
Now Brendan Conkle still down on the field. Taking a moment to gather himself. Look at the body language there of Brendan Conkle. I'm not quite sure what may have happened to that young man.
Interesting there. Seems to be all right, but
after his big catch, it's 1st and 10 Irish. They're in the red zone. Minute and a half gone by here in the 4th. At the middle, Norrells. He's down to the 10. Able to break through that line of scrimmage, push forward for a few more yards.
Just showed his will there, didn't he? I mean, the initial contact was a yard past the line of scrimmage, and somehow he's able to push the pile and keeps his legs moving. Not going to go down. Great run there by Norrells.
A couple of guys in there trying to rip that ball free. And 2nd down and 4. Vargas spins away. He's able to pick up a couple. The flag down. It's going to be holding.
I think face mask, I think.
Yes, pardon me, face mask call. It's going to hurt the Titans.
So that'll give him 1st down, 1st and goal. By half the distance here, so it'll be inside the 5.
Spun away from the defender. And let's see, right here at the end, A little helmet grab there, maybe. St. John's 6 penalties for 48 yards. And the Wildcat formation, not the first time tonight it's led to a touchdown for John Zell Norrells. It's an 8-point game with the extra point to come.
Get the ball to your playmaker's hands inside the 5 there. John Zell takes the ball out of the Wildcat, goes in pretty much untouched. Big extra point here.
Andrew Duckett to make it a 9-point game. No, a penalty. Roachman was the call.
In a situation here, the Titans understand, you are able to get a piece of this and not allow it to go through, you can still tie the ball game. If this goes through now, it's a two possession ball game.
Duckett's point after is through, and that's huge right now. 28-19, 9:42 to play. Central Catholic with their first points of the second half. And John Zell Norrells for the 3rd time tonight with the rushing touchdown, but it was this big catch from Brendan Conkle that set up the score to get the Irish in the red zone. Here's John Zell Norrells finishing it off from 4 yards out. Plenty of time left in this football game. 9:40 on the clock, and a 2-score game. 28-19, Central Catholic on top. St. John's will start this drive inside their own 20. And Terry, obviously if you're St. John's, you want to find a way to get those points back, but you don't have to necessarily get it back in a hurry here with a couple of big plays.
Yeah, there's still 9:40 left in the football game. You can do what you've done, your little short passes. The bonus of high school football is that clock is going to stop every time you move those chains. So stay within what you've done, and when the opportunity to possess itself, go downfield. Right
there's
there.
Cyrus making the catch and taking it into Irish territory. He is taken down inside the 40. That man has made big catch after big catch tonight.
Somebody you might want to find. He's done a pretty good job of getting himself open, and every time he's been open, Lichtenberg has found him down the field. Big play for the Titans.
Just look at the separation. For being 6'3" and be able to pull away from the speedy secondary of Central Catholic, says a lot about that man. You got to take note for those at the next level. And Lichtenberg goes down for a loss at the 44. It's a 5-yard loss.
A big loss, and see Brady getting up a little bit slow there. And
this is okay right now if you're Central Catholic. You get a hit on Brady Lichtenberg, force the Titans to take a lot of time in between plays here. Cyrus one-on-one at the bottom of your screen. Lichtenberg looking that way. It's the pass off, and Cyrus, nice effort there, but Third down.
You see situation here, the Irish pretty much have their ears pinned back, in a situation where Toth really hasn't been a huge factor running the ball, so you don't have to really worry about that handoff there. So something maybe the Titans could look at, because the Irish are just flying in at Brady there, and he has to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than he wants to, and that causes for that missed timing in that route and the incompletion there to Cyrus.
3rd and 15. Pressure coming from the edge. Lichtenberg gets it off. Complete to Cyrus. Thomas Cyrus taken down inside the 10. Brady Lichtenberg stepping up and firing a bullet downfield.
Boy, we talked about Norrell's carrying the load. Cyrus done a great job. You see him kind of gingerly holding his back there as he got tossed to the ground, but again, finds him wide open down the seam, sees the ball in his hands, and makes a great play. We have 1st and goal.
An extra second there, and that ball might have been knocked away from behind on Lichtenberg. Cyrus going to get a well-deserved rest there. 1st and goal, Titans. St. John's 296 yards through the air. Lichtenberg, and his pass incomplete. Mitsopoulos, the intended receiver. He has just been surrounded by Central Catholic defenders tonight. Everyone knows where he's at on the field, and that in part has opened up options for Cyrus.
Yeah, you have a playmaker like Mitsopoulos, and that's what makes St. John's so difficult. And we haven't really said much about Jack Ryder, who's another huge threat for the Titans here. And, Lichtenberg's got to look that field over. And, I know you have some comfort in Mitsopoulos, as you two have made so many connections here. Find that open receiver.
Lichtenberg has a lot of room to his right. Avoids one tackler, and he's in. A 7-yard touchdown run from Brady Lichtenberg. Boy, after he faked that handoff, he had all sorts of open real estate to his right.
And that's exactly what we just talked about. Mitsopoulos brings so much attention. They had him in motion here. You'll see him fake the handoff, the sweep to Lichtenberg, or to Mitsopoulos rather, and what a great little move there. Defender over pursuing. Lichtenberg in for this touchdown. Got a ball game.
Titans will line up for the point after. Kick is up and good. So tonight, Brady Lichtenberg has thrown 2 touchdowns, both to Thomas Cyrus. This time, he does the work with his feet. A 7-yard touchdown run after a big catch, once again from Thomas Cyrus. Central Catholic 28, St. John's 26. We've got a ball game.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Burger King.
Plenty of fans enjoying this one tonight at Leiden Field. A great night for football in this Week 4 matchup, the conference opener. It's a 2-point game with 7:36 to play. Central Catholic will start this drive at their own 27. And they put the touchdown on the board on their last drive. They had the ball at midfield after an interception by Jacoby Crowell. Good to see Brendan Conkle back out there. He was a bit shaken up after a huge reception that led to the Irish touchdown run. There's Vargas weaving his way through the defense. He's across the 30 to the 32. Pickup of 5.
Another little high snap there, and Vargas was able to pull that one in and decided to keep that football. Nice pickup there on first down. Got to believe it's going to be a heavy dose of either Norrells or Vargas here carrying the football, trying to run that clock down.
This is the tightest ball game Central Catholic has been in so far this season. And there's Norrells. Pickup of 1 on the play. Third down and 4. Titans need the stop. Plenty of time on the play clock. Just inside of 20 seconds. And we get a timeout before the snap. It was called by St. John's. 6:32 remaining in the ball game. Third down and 4 when we return.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by Yark Automotive, just what you're looking for.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in this ball game, and just before the timeout, it was a 3rd down and 4 situation. Here it is, the give to Johnsell Norrells, letting him just run it to the outside, turn it upfield. He gets more than enough for the first down, and the Irish are in St. John's territory.
Yeah, huge dagger there, and great play call by Coach Dempsey as they had been pounding the middle, and St. John's had pretty much clogged that middle up, get Johnsell on the outside, let him use his wheels.
Now Norrells spins his way forward for an extra yard or 2 there. As much as you want to look at the clock if you're Central Catholic, you got to come out here and execute.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's still 6 minutes. That's an eternity here, and it takes only 3 downs, and now you have to come off the field and give the ball back to St. John's, and we've seen what can happen with Brady Lichtenberg and Mr. Zyrus.
Halfway through the 4th. Give is to Norrells. He'll drive forward to the 32. Spidell in on the tackle.
You see the Titan defenders, they're ripping at the football, and it did go down, get on the turf there, but the official said he was down, so we have.
And Norrells cramping up. He's headed over to the sideline. Reasonover has just come on.
We've talked about it. He has been a busy, busy man, and it's extremely warm outside, and, it's no wonder. And
5 minutes to play, and we have a Central Catholic timeout. Another 3rd down and short situation coming up. And we've seen some great catches tonight We expected that from St. John's coming in with the way Brady Lichtenberg has been able to spread the ball around throughout non-conference play. Well, here in the conference opener, it's been the Lichtenberg-Zyrus show.
You know, he's, as we talked about, he had great weapons all around with Mitsopoulos and Ryder, but those two have had a connection for sure.
Take a look at the night for Thomas Zyrus. This one was a 50-yard touchdown reception. Came early in the second quarter, got the Titans on the board. And then inside the 10, Zyrus, the catch right on the goal line. And to the near side. That catch right over top the defender.
We see it time and again. Zyrus does a great job seeing the ball into his hands and securing that football, making sure he catches it before he does anything else.
On 3rd and 1, big guys up front do their job. Reasonover has the first down. Clock continuing to wind down here in the 4th. Less than 5 to play. On 1st down, Vargas. He's to the 26-yard line. And that's going to give Central Catholic 300 yards on the ground tonight.
As potent as St. John's has been in the air, guys just done a tremendous job running the football. And again, you got to credit to those guys up front who are causing those lanes, giving the lanes for Vargas, for Norrells to run the football.
The 2nd down and 6. Reasonover, nowhere to go. He lost the football. Still loose. And the Titans have recovered.
Oh my.
Wow. That's why you say it comes down to execution. Central Catholic working the clock down, put a nice drive together, and they have just turned the ball over for the 4th time tonight.
And it's been the case all night long when it looks like Central Catholic is just going to put the final nail in that coffin. St. John's has found a way in the backfield there. We see Chris Lash come through, forces the fumble, and big number 9, Joseph Barnes, on the spot to recover the football. Titan football, 3:43 left. Look out.
You look at all 4 quarters tonight, something has gone wrong in every quarter for Central Catholic. Turnover in the 1st, a couple of turnovers in the 2nd, the safety there in the 3rd. Now a big fumble here in the 4th. And Central Catholic is just taking the football back. Coming out of that pile with it, Jamon Gibson. And if you're St. John's right now, you're going, what just happened?
You see almost every one of the St. John's players palms to the sky.
They have to take another look at this one. On 1st down, Lichtenberg. Pressure coming from his backside as he's going down. Is that football loose?
I think wow.
Jamon Gibson may have just taken that ball away from Lichtenberg. It may have never hit the turf. He might have just ripped it away.
And it's impossible for us to see. You know, he was going down at the time. Was Brady's knee on the turf impossible? Don't have the luxury of replay at high school level.
And 1st down. Just trying to drive that ball with Norrells. We do get a flag. Clock becoming a factor. Things getting heated on the sidelines. St. John's does not have any timeouts left.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they may have got him for that sideline. You know, have had the sideline warning. The coaches have that box. They got to stay off the white to give the officials there. Not sure what the situation is. End of the day, here we have 1st and goal for the Irish. Looks like they're inside the 10 or right on the 10. So they're at the 11, so they will have an opportunity to get one more first down.
Play clock winding down to 5. 1st and 10 from the 11. Right up the gut. Down to the 5. A chance for Central Catholic with a touchdown and a point after. Almost put this game away. We've seen crazier things happen. We're going to see just how much time is left on the clock if Central Catholic does indeed score here. But Central Catholic right now is in control of this game.
Well, I bet you will not see number 1 come off the field here until that ball, if that ball crosses the goal line.
St. John stacking the box. And it's Norrells still finding some room for a couple of yards.
You can remember, they can get a first down if they get that ball inside the 1. You got to believe short time, no timeouts for St. John's. This is 2 downs for the Irish to either get a touchdown or a first down.
You got to be careful here for St. John's not to jump off sides.
Right, yeah, because that's going to be, it'll be interesting because we're at that point where it's half the distance enough to get them that first down. It'd be darn close. But for sure, you got to believe that man right there, Mr. Number 1, is going to touch the football here, though.
3rd and 2. And it's Vargas, and he lost a yard or 2.
So 4th down, 1:33 left. Central obviously in no rush here. Other point here is if you choose to take 3, that puts you up 5, so that forces St. John's to have to score a touchdown.
By the time you snap this football, it's going to be about a minute remaining in the ball game. A 4th and 4 situation. And Central Catholic's going to let the play clock wind down here and then call a timeout.
Yeah, exactly right. They'll call a timeout. Use their 2 timeouts left here to discuss what you're going to do. 4th and 4. Is your defense good enough to stop them from going essentially 98 yards? So you go for it here and give it to number 1, see if maybe he can make a play as a senior and has carried the load here one more time. Can he put you in the end zone and kind of put it away?
At the 3:36 mark, St. John's had just taken over the football after a Central Catholic fumble was recovered by the Titans. Then what appeared to be a fumble was recovered by Jamon Gibson of the Irish on first down. No, we're still questioning whether that ball ever hit the turf. Doesn't matter. Jamon Gibson came out of there with it, and Central Catholic now has taken 2:36 off the clock. They've got a 4th down and 4 situation.
And you see the kick team coming on here, so Coach Dempsey choosing to take the points here. Again, now you're forcing St. John's, if this is a successful attempt here, to put the ball in the end zone.
And for Andrew Duckett, this is his first field goal attempt of the season. And another timeout taken by Central Catholic, so now no timeouts remaining on either side. What a finish we are having to this conference opener. Central Catholic led 21-14 at halftime. The 3rd quarter belonged to St. John's after a 20-yard field goal from Gabriel Shablowski. Then you had the safety with 2:29 remaining on a bad snap to the punter. Made it 21-19. Get just over 2 minutes into the 4th quarter. Norrells, 4-yard run after a big reception from Brendan Conkle. St. John's comes back 2 minutes later. Lichtenberg, 7-yard run.
Well, and let's go back to that safety. How huge is that? Is that the punter's able to corral the football there and make it a safety and not a touchdown, because there were 2 Titans on the spot. They're ready to gobble that up and make it a touchdown.
Field goal try is good. 31-26, 57 seconds remaining. Andrew Duckett puts it through. So St. John's less than a minute to play. They'll have the ball when we return. Less than a minute to play. Central Catholic 31, St. John's 26. A line drive kick is taken at the 15. Zyrus on the return. He's across the 25. Spun down shy of the 30. So 51 seconds for Brady Lichtenberg of the Titans offense to work with. And they need a touchdown for the win.
I mean, what more could we have asked for? Preseason number 1 versus number 2 here in the track. Brady Lichtenberg and Mr. Zyrus, can they connect one more time? You have a minute, lot of time left in this ball game. Whole key here is the offensive line for the Titans. Can they protect and give Lichtenberg enough time to scan the field and find his receivers?
23 for 37, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Lichtenberg stepping up, pressure coming from his backside, and with some contact from behind on that throw. Second down.
Looked like it was Jacob Jackson there chasing Lichtenberg down from the backside and had his hips, and so couldn't get anything on that throw. .46 seconds remaining.
Total of 8 turnovers in this ball game tonight. Lichtenberg to the near side and incomplete. Jamie Johnson fired up after that play. Looking for Thomas Zyrus. That has not been a kind matchup for Jamie Johnson tonight, but he makes a play there.
Did have Zyrus in the out there and was going to stop the clocks and move the chains, and so you have 3rd and 10.
Carson Toth in the backfield. Got to give Lichtenberg some time here on 3rd down. Lichtenberg to his right. Far side, low pass. Was it caught? Yes, it was. That's Jack Ryder.
Brady just showing the cannon on the run there. Throws a dime to Lichtenberg. He's going to clock the football here, but throws just an absolute dime. The only person going to catch that was Ryder.
It has not been a big night for Jack Ryder in the receiving game. He hasn't had a ton of targets, but you know he's one of the guys that's going to be looked to when it counts here. Mitsopoulos, Ryder, Zyrus, those are your go-tos right now.
Go-tos, and that Titan line's got to give him time to protect, got to let him scan the field and find one of the big 3.
On 2nd and 10, Lichtenberg hit, got rid of it. And they're just going to call this an incomplete pass, but we do have a flag down in the backfield.
Well, I think it's going to be an illegal touch. I think it hit the lineman as he was throwing that. Brady trying to throw it away, trying to make a play, but I think you're going to have an illegal touch. Central County.
Yep.
Lost it down, too. That's the other dagger.
We're back all the way to the 31-yard line. That's a 16-yard loss.
And they had to clock it for second down, so it's 3rd and long.
Get completion here to one of the sidelines, get out of bounds. Zyrus, he's hit. And it's 4th down coming up, less than 20 seconds to play. St. John's has got to hurry.
Time's ticking here.
4th and long, less than 10 seconds. Lichtenberg looking, downfield and caught. Mitsopoulos at the 45, 1 second on the clock. St. John's is not going to have time here.
I don't think they can. Yeah, there's not enough
That's
time.
it. Time has expired. Central Catholic thinking this ball game's over. Aaron McDaniel, he understands the situation. There's 1 second left on the clock when Mitsopoulos made that catch.
I don't think it's. Well, they're giving him 1 second here.
Play clock winding down.
And the clock can't start till everyone's set in place here. You can see Coach Dempsey on the far side. Clock's at 0. Now they're
And Central Catholic has just taken over.
We can get a
They were
first down.
shy of the first down marker.
Had us all fooled there. That's why it was still a second left. He didn't get enough yardage for the first down.
A costly penalty on the intentional grounding. Backed up St. John's 16 yards. Just never able to come back from that. So that is your ball game. All Central Catholic has to do here, snap this football with 1 second left. The Irish are going to start conference play 1-0. They'll be 4-0 now on the season. St. John's is going to drop to 2-2. Vargas will take the knee, and Central Catholic has made it 3 straight wins now against St. John's. What a ball game on both sides tonight. 31-26 the final. And Terry, when you look back on this game, I think both coaches are going to have some nightmares about the turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, 8 of them on the ball game, it said. 9 if you count the turnover and downs there in that last play. But you look and see 8 turnovers, and Coach Dempsey's going to think, well, we survived it. We just survived. We turned the ball over, but what a battle here between these two teams, and they showed why they were preseason 1 and 2.
Big reason why St. John's was able to stay in this ball game was the fact that they continued to force Central Catholic to try and make plays around John Zell Norris. He was doing a big-time part of the workload in that first half. St. John stacking the box there, making everything tough for Norris. He was battling a little bit of cramping tonight as well. You get a catch that was huge from Conkle in the fourth quarter, set up a Norris 4-yard run. Then you do just enough in the end. Get that field goal, made it a 5-point game. St. John's had a chance, just time wasn't on their side.
Well, and every point in this ball game where it seemed like Central was just going to put St. John's away, St. John's, whether it was Lichtenberg finding Zyrus or making a big play, they were able to hang around and make it a ball game down to the end, and just an extremely exciting and intense ball game right down to the very final whistle.
This one's going to hurt for St. John's. They put themselves in position multiple times tonight. Probably the biggest play of this game, when you look back on it, was Jamon Gibson ripping the football away from Brady Lichtenberg on first down with about 3.5 to play. St. John's had what they wanted. Plenty of time to work with, had the football, only down by 2 points. That turnover was costly.
They're able to come up with a turnover to give themselves an opportunity, but you look back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show, and it was Central's defense. And the offense turned the ball over 4 times, but at the end of the day, the Central defense did what they needed to do and shut down St. John's on that last and final possession, forcing a turnover to win that football game.
So John Zell Norris finishes with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. And Greg Dempsey going to talk things over with his team With that, we will take a break and be back with some post-game coverage after this here on BCSN.
Great. Cool.
31-26, the final. Central Catholic defeats St. John's in the conference opener. The Irish improving to 4-0. Now our very own Danny Rogers is standing by with Central Catholic head coach Greg Dempsey.
Coach, what's going through your mind as your defense tried to hold back one of the area's best passer for the go-ahead touchdown?
It's a lot of prayers. That's what it is. I mean, we fought hard. We gave the ball up quite a bit. They got it back for us quite a bit. And luckily we were able to put, a touchdown and a field goal on the board in the fourth. It was critical to just make it that much harder for them that they had to score a touchdown instead of play for a field goal.
A fumble recovery ultimately set you guys up to go ahead in this game. How much did your defense keep you in this?
Oh, they did. Just as much as theirs probably kept them in it. We had a lot of scoring opportunities in the first half that ended with turnovers. You can't let that happen. And then you had a chance to ice it, and then they had turnover, and defense picked us up every time.
Johnzell Norrells, no hesitation finding the gaps. How much did he impact this game tonight?
Oh, huge, especially at the end. You got to get it iced down, getting those key first downs, setting it up to get a field goal. That's what your senior running backs got to do at the end of the game.
Thank you very much, Coach. Now we're going to be joined by Johnzell Norrells. You ready, boy? Johnzell, 3 rushing touchdowns. How were you able to find the gaps and break through so easily tonight?
My line, that's really it.
they just got faith in me. I got faith in them. Just trust my aiming points, and that's the results you get.
Defense came up huge to stop Titans on that last drive for the winning touchdown. How much did they keep you in this?
They kept us in the game the whole game. We just trust them. They get us good field position. We got to go score. That's our job. That's theirs. I get on defense. I try to do my job too. And that's the same with everybody. We just all locked in together.
Close game coming down to the wire here. How impactful or how much of a statement is this game for you guys?
It's a big statement for us. It's a core win. Like we grew closer this game. We grew closer before this game. We knew what was at stake. And we want to know in the track now. We just focus on being 2-0 next week.
What is at stake for you?
It's a lot. I mean, bragging rights, everything. But I mean, we don't do too much bragging. We just come out and talk. We just come out and play.
Congrats, Chanzel.
Thank you.
All right, Brad, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Danny. A big night for Jonzel Norrells. A lot was put on that young man's shoulders. He finishes the night with 3 rushing touchdowns. Central Catholic defense making plays when they needed to. Total of 8 turnovers in this ball game. And Central Catholic, no matter how you look back on this ball game, at the end of the day, they come out on top 1-0 in conference play.
Yeah, and Coach Dempsey touched on it. You know, they turned the ball over more than obviously what he would like. But in the end of the day, the defense came up and made a huge play. 3 minutes left in the game. St. John's has the ball at midfield, come up with the turnover, and we're able to ice the game at that point.
And for a good portion of this night, you had the connection between Brady Lichtenberg and Thomas Zyrus. That was a fun 1-2 punch to watch tonight. Some huge plays in this ball game. It gave St. John's their first touchdown of the game. Thomas Zyrus was the go-to man.
Boy, he sure was, you know, and we talked about Ryder and we talked about Mitsopoulos, and, you know, Lichtenberg and Zyrus had a connection tonight, and they were on point, and, you know, they tried hard to get the job done, but in the end of the day, Central was able to withstand the, you know, domination those two had and pull out a victory.
And coming in, Central Catholic through their first 3 games only allowed a total of 18 points. They give up 26 points tonight, so still some things to work on for a Central Catholic defense that, as we said, has a lot of new faces this season, some key losses to graduation. Now you move forward for these two teams. Central Catholic will get ready for Lima Senior, and for St. John's, another matchup that could have huge implications on how the conference championship plays out. They're going to be taking on a 4-0 Whitmer team next week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you talked about the defense, and they hadn't seen the quarterback that Brady Lichtenberg is, and so, you know, they were able to withstand him and get the job done.
So the Lichtenberg and Riley Keller showdown coming up in week 5, St. John's and Whitmer. But tonight's final, Central Catholic 31, St. John's 26. The Titans are now 2-2. Central Catholic remains undefeated, now 4-0. More importantly, 1-0 in conference play. That's going to do it for our broadcast. For my partner, Terry Shadle, our sideline reporter, Danny Rogers, and our great crew, I'm Brad Woznicki saying so long as Central Catholic comes away with a big conference opening road victory.
Well, it's really been killing Northwood in this first game here. It's just been that first pass. Just not able to do much with that, the serve that Toledo Christian's been using.
Received by Rabel. Free ball. Jones. Nice dig there in the back row.
Coming at you.
Got to reward that defense in the back row because you had a great play made by Ellie Fritz. Got to turn defense into offense. Set point for the Eagles. Serve was long.
That was very heads up by Ellie Fritz, noticing that that ball's about head level and there's no way it was going to drop behind her. Great positioning.
Here's Ellie Weiss to serve. Weiss coming off 10 service aces in last night's victory against Bowsher. Jones tried the tip. Northwood was ready. Kept alive. Nice adjustment there to that ball by Elena Avalos. He's got great court vision.
It's a real heads-up play. Just roll that over instead of trying to make too much out of it.
Still set point. Taking it down the line for the kill. The Eagles behind the strong service game of Elisa Nowacek. Run away with the first set, 25-13. Eagles the top team in the conference and showing why.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Siena Heights University, celebrating 100 years, and by Gallon, Takis, and Boisenall.
We are back and ready to go for set number 2 here on BCSN. Brad Woznicki alongside Brian Hannadell. 25-13, the Eagles taking the first set. Brian, your biggest takeaways?
Just as Coach Jordan discussed before the game, Northwood needs to start controlling that first serve. You know, you can't let girls like senior Elisa Nowacek get in a rhythm to where she rolls off 10 straight points on the serve.
Tough serve to start the set. Rangers, though, get an attack out of the middle from Alicia Zablocki.
That's exactly what they've been looking for all first set long. So we'll see if they can keep controlling those serves as the game progresses.
Zablocki, one of the 3 captains, along with Kennedy Broja and Ellie Fritz. And you can count that one. That was close down the line, but it's an ace for Broja.
Be a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of just not paying attention too.
Rangers need a quick start to this set. Out of the middle, great dig. Rangers can't keep it alive, but you gotta love the play of Ellie Fritz. She's been all over the floor for the Rangers. Handled well by the Rangers. Rabel on the attack was blocked. And Rangers, wasn't how they drew it up, but they'll take it.
Fritz is just swinging at that ball, knowing she's got to get over the net somehow, and had some weird spin on it, definitely, but hey, you'll take those any way you can get them.
Here's Ashlyn Rabel. Received by Vaughn. Porter out of the middle is blocked. There was Fritz. Over top the block. Hammering that one into the back row.
It's one that Rabel might want back. She wasn't too sure. Was that in, out? Got to try for it if you're not too sure.
That's smart there for the Eagles to go to Nowacek. She's been one of the hot hands in the attack. And Reagan Vaughn nearly had an ace.
That's what good positioning will do for you.
And through the block. That's Elena Avalos with the kill. Just like the start of set number one, it's tight. Out of the middle. Kept alive again. A couple of great plays made by Zablocki. Down the line.
Just long.
On Toledo Christian, though, I keep going back to those line shots. For the most part, they've been successful.
Yeah, he's definitely on the court. It's just long for him. Coach Jordan was right there to let us know.
Tough pass there into the net. Rangers get the opportunity. Tipped around the block. On the right side, there's Zablocki. Kat Jones got her hand on it.
Kat can definitely jump out of the gym. Northwood's been doing a great job so far. It looks like they've settled down in this game where they're actually getting themselves in position. They're making that first pass, and that's making it a lot easier to create scoring opportunities for themselves.
It's nice when you're Kat Jones there, too. Even if the timing is a bit off, with that athleticism, she's up there for a little while to get those blocks.
Absolutely.
Tipped around the block. Smart play there. Didn't try and do too much with it. Just saw the opening.
Just flying in from the outside there and knowing that she's not going to get a full swing off. Finding where that soft spot is on the court and just dropping it right in.
It's 3 straight points for Toledo Christian. Nice up there from Austin. The attack is long.
It's a great job by Austin to get over and make a great first pass. And they're doing Northwood's doing a lot better this game of controlling that first serve.
Deep serve received by Austin. Jones, count it.
I don't think we've seen Jones get one clean set to her yet. She's been reaching back or leaning forward and having to tip it forward or, reach back for it. If that set just gets to her right over the net, you better watch out.
She's coming in with a .208 hitting percentage. All even at 6. Here's Ellie Weiss. Service error. Tough serve down the line, an ace. Here's where you got to be careful. The Eagles are starting to make a run here. Cannot allow this deficit to grow anymore.
That's exactly who you want on the serve as well to make that run.
Jones on the overpass. That was a gift.
Again, I think Northwood was set up looking for her to absolutely destroy that ball, and she just tipped it to the side.
Service error gets it back to a 2-point set.
Rabel coming in for Austin.
Avalos to serve. Elena Avalos, 74 kills on the season. 9 last night. That serve was tough from the beginning there.
Absolutely. You can tell when she threw that up, that was probably one where she should have stepped aside and just let the ball drop. Try it over.
Just forget about that one. Have a short memory because you've got a tight set right here.
Absolutely.
Nice up by Apthorpe. Eagles will get the free ball. Pass into the net. Nice save. That found the hardwood. Northwood there, I think, caught looking at one another. Maybe that ball was going to go long, maybe not. This one, no question, dropped in.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of positioning. You know, you get caught up in a game, ball going back and forth over the net, and you lose track of where you're at on the court. It's not necessarily familiar for you. It's easy to do.
Rangers unable to put an attack together. And that one went outside the antenna.
Yeah, I'm sure Maggie McQuinney would like that one back. It's one of those where it's really tough to make a play up with an overhand swing like that, and you just want to keep that point going and try to rely on your stalwarts at the net to maybe get a block the next one over.
Porter kept alive. Trying to go down the line. Just enough contact there off the block. That one's able to drop in.
As you alluded to before, those lines are wide open for Toledo Christian in this game.
I like it, going right back to McWhinney. Their dad, Dave McWhinney, just to the left of us. The boys basketball coach here at Toledo Christian, longtime boys basketball coach. Block is there. That's Zablocki. There's Dave. Before you know it, he'll be on the sideline, ready to go. Toledo Christian, definitely, as we expect year in and year out, will be up there in the running for a conference title. Cardinal Stritch will be there. Ottawa Hills, you never count out.
Tech is definitely a very strong basketball conference for their size schools, you know.
Apthorpe with the dig. And no one takes that pass.
Yeah, right there, someone's just got to take a little bit of initiative and get in there and get over the net and love to see another point.
3 attack errors apiece so far in this set. Received by Apthorpe. Nice up there in the back row. Big swing that would have gone long. Just a line drive that just cleared the tape.
May have been a little bit more self-preservation than anything.
Timeout taken. Toledo Christian in front by 5 here at set number 2.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by Burger King.
Fourteen to 9 the score. Toledo Christian in front. Eagles already have a 1-set advantage. The Rangers with an opportunity to cut into the lead. That's Zablocki off the block, still kept alive. Free ball. One of our longer rallies of the match. Tipped over top the block.
Northwood's definitely come out of this game with a little bit calmer, a little bit more relaxed. Actually playing the volleyball, getting the first pass together. It's really shown.
It's the Eagles in front by 6. Big swing. Apthorpe the dig. Rolled over by Rabel. Northwood needed that point.
And as long as Northwood can keep it within reach and just keep chipping away, I think we'll see them, bring this a lot tighter than it was in the first game.
And this is something that when you get to this point, you're trailing by 5, that Josh Jordan has tried to change about his team this year. Falling behind but not being out of the set. And that will help right there.
Absolutely. When you got someone like Rabel back to serve with the experience that she's got, it's definitely helpful.
Rabel with 26 aces coming in. Free ball for the Rangers. Zablocki.
Had to reach back for that, but got enough to get it over.
Off the tape, nice reaction. Rabel in the back row with the up. Porter out of the middle, it's long. That's a well-earned point for Northwood. They didn't often get the attacks they wanted to together, but they didn't make it easy on the Toledo Christian side either.
Yeah, they kept that ball up in the air and they kept moving it around and eventually got it to where they got the point off.
It's a 3-point set. Nice up by Fritz. Rabel in the back row. On the outside, Porter got her hands on it. And a smart play just to tip it right back over. Gabby Wazinski.
Yeah, that was a good rally there both ways. And you see Northwood's doing a great job this game. Even though, it's still down 4 right now, but they chipped away, and they can receive this serve and get another point back. It's a whole new ball game.
Vaughn, the bump set. Nice swing. Nowacek.
Always dangerous.
Back to a 5-point lead as we get to the late stages of set 2.
Vaughn just puts so much movement on those serves with the little knuckle that she does. It's very hard to read.
Jones off the block. And again, not necessarily one you drew up, but it will be a point for the Rangers there. It was a late call, but there was 4 hits.
Yeah, both referees had to look at each other and, did you see what I saw?
Everyone in the stands reacted with 4 hits. The Rangers hanging around here in set 2. Another chance to cut into the lead. Quick set. Cross-court swing.
Just clip line there. Brzezinski coming in, serve for Toledo Christian.
And just trying to tip that one across was Broja.
I just kind of got a little lost there, a little too tight to the net to do what she was looking to do.
Aggressive serve. Long way to run.
Right
Love the effort. Here it is one more time. Ellie Fritz coming right into your living room.
And there's Brad with the great hand.
Reaction is still there. 20-13, Eagles on top. A nice turnout in the Toledo Christian student section. The Eagles 5 points away, make that 4 points away. And taking a 2-0 advantage. You see the football jersey there in the stands for Toledo Christian. A couple of football jerseys in there. It's been a different year for the Eagles with now playing 8-man football.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's mostly the same, a little different set of rules, but trying to find those teams to play against has been the toughest part, probably.
A little more travel involved. Toledo Christian 3 points away now.
It's also traveling in vans instead of a school bus. So, give and take.
Deep serve. Just long.
Good communication there by Northwood.
Well, for a moment, Ellie Fritz might take that ball. 2 service errors apiece in this set.
Ellie Weiss back to serve to try to get Northwood back into this game.
Service error returns the favor. Received by Rabel. And no one is going to take that pass there for a moment. And Kat Jones will get the kill. When you get off balance like that and you're unsure of who's going to take the pass in your offensive attack, it's going to be tough to come back from.
Absolutely.
Set point, Eagles. Short serve. Overpass. The Eagles can take it here. 25-14.
Megan McWinney with that last game winner.
What felt like a tighter set in the end, a nearly identical score to set number 1. The Eagles have a 2-0 advantage. They'll go for the sweep. We return here on BCSN.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Broadband, is presented by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by Yark Automotive, just what you're looking for.
25-13 and 25-14. Toledo Christian has really taken control of this match. Now we're going to find out what this Northwood team is going to bring to the table here in set 3, because, Brian, you look back on that second set, there were some positives to take away from the Rangers. They just got to be able to put together a few more offensive attacks.
Absolutely. To start the game, especially, you didn't feel like they were ever really out of it, and then you look up at the score and you say, oh, wait, they're down 10 now. How'd that happen?
Defensively, I think the Rangers overall have been strong. Get more looks like that for Ashlyn Rabel, and you're going to be in good position.
Absolutely. And, they started off last game really strong. Started off, they took a brief lead, if you will. But it's just about putting that whole game together, as Coach Jordan alluded to before the game.
At one point, the Rangers led 4-2 in that second set. Then we were all even at 6. Then about the time it got to a 9-6 Eagles lead, they just kind of cruised from there.
It's a big swing by Grace Porter there, right down the middle.
Here's Maggie McWhinney. Free ball. Porter off the assist from Caitlin Graham.
A little off speed there off the side of her hand, but still got plenty on it to do what she needed to do.
Graham has done a nice job of spreading the ball around tonight between McWhinney, Nowacek, Porter, Kat Jones.
McWhinney getting a little help there from the tape.
Back-to-back aces for Maggie McWhinney.
It's sort of the same way we saw the first set start off, where Toledo Christian rallied together a few good services. As I say that, of course, I'm always cursed. But, once they get that service working and Northwood starts having a little trouble on the receive, that's really what killed them in the first set.
Back set. Over top the block, right to McWhinney. Now Graham to Porter. Block is there. Kept alive. Off the block. The Eagles get the point. Nice transition there on a tough ball that the Rangers were able to keep alive.
Definitely a couple big swings there from both sides, and Toledo Christian was just able to come out on top with it.
Graham to Jones.
So just a little bit far off the net to where she drove it into the net instead of getting up over it. I think Northwood may have dodged the bullet right there.
Nowacek finding the corner.
She's the lone senior on the team. She knows just how big that court is and how much room she's got to work with, and she's able to put it right in that back corner.
Well, it's an adjustment there when you go from Kat Jones to Nowacek, because Nowacek is finding the corners a little more often, whereas Jones, she's coming in with that hammer straight down. Got to understand your personnel and where to be on the floor.
Absolutely. Kat Jones has that just hammer power. She's getting up so high and over top of it. And, you know, Nowacek, she's got that capability as well. She's just kind of spreading it out, as you said. So she sees the whole court.
Rolled over the block. And not enough on that tip. But there you get Nowacek trying to give the Rangers another look defensively. As coming on for Northwood is Ellie Weiss.